Is there something particular about debate that might be attractive to or might reward students who are otherwise overlooked by more traditional approaches to education?
Well, to tell you the truth, when I first started having the students sign up, I was expecting to get our GATE students. I thought, oh, they're just going to really go for this program. It's going to offer them a challenge. And they were the ones that did not sign up. It was my average students and below average students, my struggling students, who became more interested in it. And I didn't think that they were going to do that well. I prejudged them. But what I found is that some of these students began to build confidence in themselves. They began to expand their horizons. They began to learn how to research. We go on the internet as a group and we research. We brainstorm in the classroom. We put our notes on the board and everyone offers their ideas. A lot of topics are brand new to some of these students who are not used to looking into political and social issues. And so it's a learning experience. It's building their knowledge and their understanding about what is going on in the world. And some of those students have been able to get up in front of a judge and their opponents and an audience, and it is like a whole new world opens for them. All of a sudden, they feel like they have something to say, and they have a forum, and they have people who are listening. And I have been amazed to sit and watch my students. I have one student, for instance, who is an RSP student and has a speech impediment and has difficulty with mental processing. He can think of the ideas, but he has difficulty in writing them down. And so I do his writing for him, and he tells me what to put down. But when he gets up in front of an audience, he is a completely different person. All of a sudden, he believes in himself, he believes in the position he's taking, and he can stand up there and give a good, convincing argument. He shows confidence. So I have been amazed at what this debate program can do for students.
Oil is a non-renewable source. When it's gone, and that's why we need to work on alternatives, which is like solar-powered cars and like hydrogen fuel and like which don't pollute the environment at all. I mean, when you use like hydrogen fuel, it comes out as water, not like pollution, like gas. I mean, oil is going to run out one day. We'll have to have alternatives. So why not start now?
Let me ask you this, because you're new to debate. You probably had some idea about what you were getting into, but probably weren't quite sure about what it meant to be involved in competitive debate. What's been the most surprising part of being involved in debate? Is there anything that has surprised you about either joining debate or debate competition?
Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Well, the competitions, because when he first took me to the first meeting, I thought, oh, competitions, they'll be all scary and no fun at all. It's going to be all serious, all these people walking in like robots and like, but it's competitions are the things I look forward to the most now. They're just so much fun. That was probably the most surprising thing for me.
And what makes it fun for you? You said it's fun. What makes it fun?
Just the atmosphere. All these different schools coming together to compete against each other, but it's like friendly competition. Like you're like, sure, oh, I'm gonna beat you, but at the end you're all friends, and it's fun because you really get a sense of competition that you don't get like in some physical sports. It's like more of a mentally challenging competition, and yeah, that's why it's fun.
And what's the most surprising thing?
Well, I like to continue what he said, but also bring up something else, as in actually
just like a debate.
Yeah, actually realizing that we could debate these topics. It's not normal to think about some of these topics and actually coming here and talking about it.
Give me an example of some of the topics that you're talking about that you found surprising.
At school, I wouldn't normally talk about going to war with Iraq, but at this debate, we could actually talk about it, put out points, and just amazes me.
Both Michael and Brian both make good points. Those things were, yeah, those are sort of a surprise for me, but I am actually very surprised about how well all the other students know their topics, how well they present themselves, because I've only gone to public speaking places where you public speak in front of the other school once, and those people were like the best the school has. At least that's how they were presented, and now I can see everybody, just anybody from every part of the school, and that's been a big surprise for me.
In behalf of Canyon Hills, I'd like to welcome you to the very first Coyote Classic. For the past few weeks, our debate team, our advisors, Mrs. Simon and Ms. Lackford, and my co-executive, Michael Murillo, have been working very hard to have this program, this debate competition for you here today.
Homeland security is more important than protection of civil liberties. Okay, 20 minutes, go!
I wouldn't say that there's a common denominator that runs through other than they just like to talk and they want to be heard. And when they understand that their thoughts are going to be heard and respected and valued and validated, it's like a magnet for a lot of these kids. And the demographics of my particular group are not just the best academically productive children. They are, in fact, across the board. And some of those kids, in fact, have struggled a great deal because school just isn't for them. It's just a little too structured, a little too this, and they don't have enough input. They have to sit back and be the receiver of information, and they'd rather be heard themselves. And this gives them such a great opportunity to do that. And from that standpoint, then you can build in all the other subjects, and oftentimes the kids end up really falling in love with the learning process, just because this is a great opportunity and a window for them to get into that.
The topic for round one of the 2004 Coyote Classic. The United States should adopt English as the official national language. The United States should adopt English as the official national language.
It's amazing, and essentially what this does, oftentimes in public schools, I guess this was a thing of the 80s that we talked about the whole issue of self-esteem. We cannot give self-esteem to our students. Our students must earn this. And I've seen amazing transformations of students who never were in the honor roll, who never were the same 30 kids who've gotten the honor roll certificate for the last 10 years in school. But I've watched them be successful debaters, and the amount of pride that is instilled within them, and knowing that debating is a lifelong skill that they'll carry with them is just amazing.
Topic for round one, Claremont High School Invitational. The United States federal government should increase space exploration.
And that's what we need in today's society. We need clear rules that will be followed. Students get away with so many things. That's why there's so much violence in schools. Teachers aren't enforcing the rules. And with the zero tolerance policy, it makes it more clear that these are the rules. If you break them, this is what's going to happen. They would be